Jay here, Stretford, Paddock, and this is the... What are you laughing at?
What are you shouting for?
That's how I do the intro. I like to project my voice, classically trained. This is the tier list, and we're looking at Manchester United number 7s in the Premier League era. Joining me are two absolute giants of the Red fan base. Mr. Joe Smith.
Hello, you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. Are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Why did you laugh when I said that?
Just giants of the fan base is
You
a
are.
fun thing to say.
Yeah, isn't it? And also Mr. Stephen Howson. How are you?
Smashing.
Right, good. Glad to hear it. So, basically, it does what it says on the tin. We're going to be looking at all the number 7s that have played for Manchester United during the Premier League era and ranking them in a tier list. So we've got GOAT, greatest of all time. We've got legend. We've got worthy of the shirt. We've got underwhelming. And we've got awful.
Did you know?
Go on.
1997, there was a particular number 7 vacated.
Yep.
Do you know who Fergie wanted to have it next?
1997.
David Beckham got it. Do you know who Fergie wanted to have it?
Andy Cole?
No.
Patty Stewart.
No.
Was it someone already at the club?
Yeah.
Dennis Irwin.
1997.
Good video. This just
Sheringham.
it.
No. It was Roy Keane.
Roy Keane.
Fergie wanted Roy Keane to have it,
that'd
and that
been
would have
good,
rendered
wouldn't
this video fucking useless.
Yeah, because he would have had it for...
And he said, look, if you don't have it,
8
fucking Beckham's going to be here in 5 minutes, and I don't really want him to have it.
Really?
Interesting.
That's what
Do you know when Fergie rang Chucky and said to him, Andy Cole's joining us, I want to give him your number. I want to give him the number 9, if that's okay with you. If I do that, what number do you want? And Chucky went, I'll have number 69. Fergie went, for fuck's sake, and hung up on him.
Do you want to take us through?
fucking love
Take us through the list of
We
number
will be
7s,
speaking to him soon. Don't
so
worry.
everyone knows
Yes.
who we've got coming up.
Right, first of all, we're going to do an honourable mention for Brian Robson.
Should fucking think so.
Because otherwise this video wouldn't exist. Because technically he wasn't a number 7 during the Premier League era. When squad numbers were given out, he didn't have the number 7 anymore. He was number 12, I think, in the first squad.
So what happened is the first Premier League era was a bit of a throwback to the a bit of Barclays, right? And it was the old Football League days, 1 to 11, right? And he didn't play a lot. And Cantona came in. Cantona just took the 7. And then squad number issued in the 93-94 season. Robbo got 12.
Yep.
But Robbo is synonymous with the number 7.
With
Quintessential. In terms of Manchester United, right, there's a phrase in it, legends wear 7.
Yeah.
Robbo's usually front and centre of that.
Of course he is. So we're giving him an honourable mention, but for the purposes of this video, he's not involved in it. Otherwise, the video will be over. He's the greatest of all time. Case closed. We all go home. There's no discussion whatsoever. So we'll move on.
Some younger fans will be like, wait, it's Cristiano Ronaldo.
He retired about 2 years after I was born, so
Yeah.
I just struggle with that. I think a
So
year later.
that helps as well. So we'll go through the ones
Johnny
we've
come
got.
lately.
We've got Eric Cantona from 92 to 97. We've got David Beckham from 1997 to 2003.
This is just when they wore the shirt.
Yes, when they wore the shirt, in case you go, well, actually, he was there before that or whatever. We've got some kid called Cristiano Ronaldo to around 2009 and again in 2021. We've also got, this is where...
Two-stinter.
Yeah, 2 stinter. This is where it's slightly questionable, some of these. We've got Michael Owen.
Great player.
Yeah, from 2009 to 2012.
Ballon d'Or winner, Jay.
We've got Valencia.
Not a Ballon d'Or winner.
We've got Di Maria. We've got
He's a
Memphis.
fucking
This is when it starts to get fun, isn't it?
We've got Alexis Sanchez.
Oh, yes.
And we've got Edinson Cavani.
Brilliant.
Oh my
So we've got
fucking
quite a lot of varying degrees of legendary status, shall we say. Let's get into it. And rather than starting with basically all the best ones.
The good ones.
It went west, didn't it?
Yeah,
Somewhere in it. Should
yeah.
we find where it went west? I know exactly where it went west.
We're going to start, go
Michael
backwards. But we're not going to start with Cristiano Ronaldo because we're going to go back to his stint in 2003. We're going to start with Edinson Cavani. That's the most recent number 7 who isn't a contender for the greatest of all time.
What we do
Is
is
that
just
fair
tell you
to say?
where he ranks. For
Yeah.
me.
So Edinson Cavani, who has had a patchy United career, shall we say?
Cult hero.
Cult hero. He is a cult hero. I'll give you that.
Top song.
Tops 2. Well, one's been overplayed, but 2 good songs.
Mate, ABBA have just sold out an arena on the back of this.
Yeah,
People are
coincidentally,
going
they
like-
released 2 new songs about a month after the Cavani joke came out.
Oh, that's who ABBA
Interesting.
is. Cavani, where does he rank for you, Steve? I'll start with you.
I'm going to say worthy of the shirt because he broke the curse.
I, without being boring, tend to agree with that because I feel like there was a curse from sort of, what was it? Yeah, Michael Owen onwards. I think Edinson Cavani is a cult hero. That first season especially, some of the goals he scored, the way he played, the way he carries himself, the chance he has, everything about it. The fans seem to buy into it.
That's what number 7 should be, man.
Yeah. I am torn. There's part of me that feels underwhelming because of this second
Natalie
season.
Imbruglia.
Sorry, nice. I just feel like this second season has been so deflated.
Yeah.
Because he's missed
He's
so
not wearing
many
a 7
games.
now, so it doesn't matter.
That's a very good point.
If
Well
Robson's discounted for not wearing the 7 in the early 90s, he's discounted for not wearing it this season.
Had this season counted, then it would have gone overwhelming. But because of the point
he's
you
got
just
to be
made,
worthy
I'm
of the
going to
shirt.
worthy of the shirt.
And he scored some goals. He got 17 goals as number 7. He had a decent season. We got,
Press play, Joe.
Yeah, we did all right. And he's ace. He was certainly last year.
Okay, then. Edinson Cavani goes in worthy of the shirt. Do you agree? Don't forget to get involved in the comments with all of our decisions.
Oh, my God. Can I introduce this one?
Yes, please do.
This piano playing dickhead.
I will not have you talking about Jamie McCullum like that.
Alexis Sanchez. Oh, it started off so well. I was so excited. The guy just scored 30-odd goals, mate. How much we paid him? It gives a fuck. Joe, that was the only wage that ever went up every time it was reported.
Yeah, it was.
It started about 350. I saw 550. I saw
571.
571 because it was in euro or something. It was in Chilean dollars. Like, fucking hell. Alexis Sanchez, 45 appearances, 5 goals. I think he may have a case for the worst signing in Premier League history.
Jesus.
Up there with maybe Kepa.
Jesus.
That's it.
I think in
he
terms
was
of
awful every time he played.
Because the thing is, I've seen worse players play for Manchester United.
Yes.
I have. Like Alexis Sanchez, like he was very talented. He did. I know what you mean when you say he's awful every time, but he did have some good games, like for United.
One was against Burnley.
One was against Yeovil.
And a half one against City.
Yeah.
He got 2 assists against City in the 3-2, didn't he?
I'd still sign him for that.
Yeah.
Stop them winning the league in front of us. Seriously, I don't care.
Yeah, stopped him by about 4 days.
I want to know where you're ranking him.
But to say he was anything other than awful is just lying.
Awful.
He was
I'm
terrible.
tempted to say underwhelming.
No, because he's still fucked the
but it
wage
was
structure
really
at United.
It was
now.
so underwhelming.
We're still living
Fuck
on that.
him, he's awful.
Well, Alexis Sanchez is the reason David De Gea is on 375 grand a week and that Pogba wants 450 grand a week.
Got a medal,
started all that.
It was like
what medal?
Everyone going.
Runners-up medal.
Get him in awful. We can't spend this much time on him. He's awful.
All right, next.
2v1.
Come on, Joe, you do the next one.
Memphis Depay, the Dutch tricky winger, had a very good game in that Champions League game that time.
I think it was Europa League.
Was it? Oh, shit.
No,
Europa League.
there was the qualifier, wasn't there?
Was it Bruges?
The qualifier.
Was
when
it
he
a
scored
qualifier or
2
was it
goals.
Europa?
It was a Champions League
Yeah,
qualifier.
I'm sure.
He was one of them exciting ones, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Van Gaal came in. We got this raft of Dutch players.
Jose
Everything's
played
going to
him
be
for
great.
4 minutes, Joe. He was
Yeah.
like, where is he, Dutch? Fuck you.
I think it would be unfair on him at the stage of his career to put him in awful. I would go underwhelming for him. I don't think
He had a good first couple of months. Like, he was player of the month, won it for 1 month.
This is the number 7
I know. He scored that goal against Watford, I think it was. He scored the Champions League. There was like a real positivity around him.
Couple of months.
He'd had like a good...
Came dressed to training like a matador.
Yeah, he'd come up with all this hype as well, hadn't he, from PSV, and Van Gaal had brought him in, and it was Van Gaal's obviously second season when he brought him in, and it's like, oh yeah, this is going to be just what we need. Exciting young winger. He's going to wear number 7 shirt. He's going to do all this.
He's turned his career around in a big way, though.
Yeah.
He's also rapping, which takes a few points off.
What are you saying?
It's between underwhelming and awful for me.
Yeah.
I agree. There's it should be an extra category for naff.
Yeah,
We can't have 8 categories.
Not offensive,
No.
but shit.
Yeah. I would say that's underwhelming.
Are you going? What are you going?
Yeah, I'll say underwhelming.
All right, I'll go underwhelming then because I'll be outvoted anyway.
Go on then, Jay. Here's one for you.
I tell you what, this is just a sad indictment of the state Manchester United have been in over the last decade. Some of these players that have worn one of the most iconic shirts in football.
Also, can I
great
just say,
introduction.
before you intro this
Yeah.
man, he is the most expensive number 7 we've ever bought.
I mean, it just gets worse, doesn't it? It gets worse all the time. And it's Angel Di Maria.
Awful. Next.
Yeah.
Can I argue for something
You can
else?
fucking
What you
try.
could argue for, unworthy of the shirt.
No. Right.
Forget it, Jay.
Yeah, I was going to say, again, like Memphis, he had a good start.
Yeah,
Di
but
Maria.
again,
No, he had a
other
good
thing
game
is,
against Leicester.
like-
Relax.
Yeah, like Alexis, he's got this tainted, awful trail of shit behind him that is always referred to is a pin. Like people look at him and point to him as a disgrace for
Best
Manchester
thing he
United.
did at Old Trafford was
Yeah.
getting launched into the fucking advertising boards
Yeah.
by Ashley Young.
Yeah, it's
I
just
mean,
like he's used to beat us with. He was shit on the pitch. He hated Manchester. None of it worked
he
out.
got an assist at Wanfield, if memory serves.
His stats in his first season weren't that bad.
He's in awful. Stop
Right,
He's in awful.
all right, yeah. I'm not going to pretend he's not.
All
Too
right.
damaging.
Go on.
Next one, Antonio Valencia.
Ooh.
As a number 7, I've got to put him in underwhelming.
Because this is what we're looking at. We're not looking at his entire United career.
Because was it 1 year and he went, this is, I can't
Either
handle
one
this.
or two. It weren't a lot. Yeah.
No.
His United career, I would say, a solid, good servant. Do you know when someone
Worthy of the
you get
shirt.
called a good servant when you weren't mint,
Yeah.
but you weren't
played a lot.
fucking awful. Yeah, you were here at ages.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And he was a captain that, I liked him gripping up Raheem Sterling by the throat.
Yeah.
Like some things that I abide by those things.
And he was quite hard as well.
Yeah.
He was fast.
also-
So fast.
He'd been in
was a-
England
there was
more
a-
years than he'd been alive and couldn't speak a fucking word.
And he loved it.
There was a spell as well where Valencia was literally our whole right-hand side.
He got player of the year.
Like, he was just like, that was it on the right. It was
Interception
just
he made at
Valencia.
Anfield where he was like the 4th closest player to the ball.
Yeah.
And just
That was it. It was like, we've only got him over there. Don't worry about that. That's his domain. So I do like Valencia. I agree with you.
He won a
not
couple
quite
of-
worthy of the shirt as a number 7, but underwhelming.
Yeah.
Underwhelming.
And a,
Good pro.
a friendly underwhelming.
Good pro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not in the
Good
same
pro.
way that Memphis was
Like
underwhelming.
if I saw him in the street now, I'd get excited. I'd say Tony Valencia, I'd give him a cuddle.
yeah.
And I'd say muchos gracias because you don't fucking understand if I said cheers.
Yeah.
I love to see you go to Tony Valencia and cuddle him. I love to see his reaction.
Actually, you know what? I'd go worthy of the shirt, to be honest. I think he earned that shirt by being brilliant the season
But he
before.
was shit in it.
He was shit in it.
So, underwhelming. Because you can't wear the number 7 and not be mint.
Okay, fair enough.
Because then you're not worthy of the shirt.
Okay.
Oh, you got a right one, Joe.
Right then, Manchester United's number 7 between 2009 and 2012. Some of the great years at Manchester United, let's not forget. Michael Owen.
Why is he smiling?
Because it's funny, isn't it? Isn't
is-
it mad a bit that Michael Owen ever played for us?
It's
more
mad.
first
It's
of all.
infuriating. Even though it was great to rub the
face.
Scousers' face in it when he won a Premier League winners medal.
I retweeted that.
Yeah.
A lot.
It was like, it wasn't worth it.
Was it not?
I can't think of an ex-United player that I have less love for than Michael Owen, including Schmeichel.
But
I've
again,
got
though,
no love for Michael
but
Owen
again, though,
at all.
Why is that?
Because he acts like he doesn't like United all the time. He has this whole thing of, you can see he's trying desperately to appease the Liverpool fans who despise him
Yep.
more than I do.
Yep.
When you look at what
He's
he actually
hated by
did,
every club he played for.
yeah,
Correct.
He is. And like when you look at little
An
things in
England
his
player.
commentary, it's like the game. I know it sounds silly, but even against PSG when United won that last minute winner, he can't even bring himself to celebrate that. And you think that's the club you played for and won your only Premier League winners medal for. You'd at least be pleased to see them beating a team you've got no affinity with. But he's not, because he's putting on this act. And I just
completely
feel
agree with
like
you.
as well, the thing with Michael Owen is he's where it all started going wrong. Like
He invented the curse.
the number 7 shirt
Hashtag
before
remember
him
the
was
curse.
fine. It was great. Do you know what I mean?
Jay, I'm going to say it was flawless.
Yeah, it was flawless.
You
I
went
agree.
Brian Robson, Eric Cantona,
Nah.
David Beckham, Cristiano Ronaldo, this little Scouse hobbit.
Yes.
In defence of Michael Owen,
What? Said no one ever.
Yeah.
you talking about his punditry
Yeah.
or how he talks about the club now,
Yeah.
etc., is nothing to do with
But
him
no,
wearing the shirt
when-
between 2009
when
and
he got the
2012.
shirt,
Two
Right.
good games he had, Joe.
When he got the shirt,
Wolfsburg
as well,
away in the derby.
Yeah.
And that was only a sub-appearance.
when he got the shirt, that's like where things started to go wrong for that shirt. And also, he massively underwhelmed for Manchester United. Past underwhelms, he was awful.
It's also what he represents, Jay.
He represents a lot. And also, he was a signing where we let 7'S go and brought in Michael Owen. We thought it'd be all right.
Is that Michael Owen's fault?
No, we let
Yes.
Ronaldo go. Cristiano
Yes!
Ronaldo.
Yes, it is.
Cristiano
It's his
Ronaldo
fault
was
we
gone.
signed him.
He should have
And
sent
he
out them
represents
brochures.
us,
Remember them
signed him.
brochures? Fergie read that brochure probably after a few red wines and thought, oh yeah, I remember him. He used to play for England, did all right. Get him in.
Right? It's what he represents. We sold the greatest player in the world at the time, and we replaced him with a fucking injured has-been.
With a
and give
similar,
him his shirt.
another Ballon d'Or winner. Ronaldo had only won one at the time.
Joe, I'm going to fucking hit you.
Right.
He won a Ballon d'Or with 16 league
Right,
goals.
on
Don't
3,
fucking
we're
go
all
there.
going to say which category we want to put him in. 1, 2, 3.
Awful.
Awful, of course. I needed to say that to get the best out of you two. And if it took you
Right.
wrapping that
The thing
chair on
is,
my head,
even-
He's
so
in
be
the
it.
curse. He's
Yeah,
in
of
the
course,
curse.
you started the
He is the
curse.
fucking curse.
Yes. Even the
we give
great-
our shirt to a Scouser and we fucking live with it for how many fucking years, Joe?
Yeah.
About 15 fucking years,
Bad,
it feels
innit?
like.
Bad, innit?
Thanks to Cavani. You
Even
can say
like
thank you, Mr. Cavani.
The derby one, where people go,
Gracias,
the greatest
muchas
derby
gracias.
of all time and all that. I don't think he was. We didn't win anything at the end of it.
Jay, I ended up with a better chair in my leg.
Yeah, it was a great moment and all that. But I prefer the derbies where they mattered because we won the league at the end of it. Like the 3-2 at the Etihad or the 2-1 with City's with Rooney's overhead kick.
Or Paul Scholes header.
Yeah. Well, we didn't win the league that season.
Oh, fuck.
But
that was that season.
But that was like, it was a great moment. It's a great game, but it's not the greatest of all time for me.
We're going awful.
Yeah, it's just awful.
Are you fucking mad? Of course we're going awful.
I agree. I said
well,
awful.
Shut then. Why are you questioning Jay with his very
Jay
logical
like
sense?
This is what it's all about.
He was awful in the shirt and he's an awful person.
Good lad. Right. For these last three, we've got Beckham, we've got Cantona, we've got Ronaldo.
Who's having who? Who's having what?
One of these has to go in the GOAT category. And
so
I think
we've had no legends, no worthy of the shirt.
Yeah. Well,
No,
two of
Cavani
these are
was
about to
worthy
go
of
in
the
legend.
shirt,
One
wasn't
of them's about to go in GOAT.
Right.
Here's what we need to do.
So we've had no one worthy of the shirt.
Yeah, Cavani.
Here's what we need to do.
It's only that first season when he was wearing the
We do
shirt.
all three of these at the same time because I think each one of them has a claim to be the GOAT.
So we're not giving you my rank until the end.
Yeah, we'll talk about all three of them because I think that's the only fair way. Each one of these, if they end up being GOAT, you might be disappointed, but you can make a case for all of them.
All right.
Yeah,
There's half a chance we might go one each.
Yeah,
exactly.
There is.
So you start, Steve.
Right, Steve, we'll start with you then. So who is out of those three, who's your GOAT?
Eric Cantona. Manchester United would not have overcome Leeds in that first sort of Champions League era without the introduction of Cantona. Cantona's influence resonated with the team that won the treble, which then set the standard for the following success and the second lot of European Cup wins with the likes of Scholes and Giggs and Neville being cause of that team. They were brought up, like you might have your mum and dad, but sometimes it's your auntie that raises you. Right?
Yeah.
Well, Fergie might be your dad, but Cantona raised them kids. Right?
Good analogy.
Without Cantona, the whole 25 years of success that followed does not happen. He made a whole generation of kids fall in love with football. I would say football was black and white for me, and Cantona coloured it in. Like, Manchester United, I was something I did with my dad, right? I didn't fall in love with it till I saw Cantona. Just this crazy arsehole that'll fucking boot you, and he'll fucking bend it top bins, and he back heels it all the time, and he fucking smacks people up, and he's into the crowd giving it fucking what for. We have no character like this in football anymore. You wouldn't be allowed to be. He could do it on the pitch. He could do it off the pitch. His press conferences are literally legendary. His quotes are sensational. He is the greatest of all time. He also came second or third in the Ballon d'Or as well at a time when no one was looking at English football.
I'm not going to lie.
Good points.
It's hard to disagree.
Everything was black and white.
There's if you look at it from the argument against, one of the arguments against Eric Cantona is his record in Europe. Now, I don't need to tell Stephen Howson this because he knows it better than anyone. Manchester United were hindered massively during the Eric Cantona era, robbed by the 3 foreigner rule. So you had players... Homegrown players like Ryan Giggs, Mark Hughes, Dennis Irwin, who are all foreigners. Then you've got obviously Chocky, Kanchelski, Schmeichel, Eric Cantona. It's like...
I love how much the 3 foreigner rule is a bane of your life
honestly,
to this day.
the greatest team, or one of the best teams I've ever seen is the 93 to 94 team. It had everything.
Went to the new camp with Gary fucking Walsh in net, Joe. What the fuck? You've got Peter Schmeichel out here starfishing motherfuckers, right? Romario would have had his arse handed to him with Peter Schmeichel.
I agree.
Gary fucking Walsh and a 17-year-old Nicky Butt.
Lee Martin had 2 moments in United career. The 1990 FA Cup winners final, and when he won the FA Cup, and then played in Europe in the Champions League because he was English.
If you go to Denton Greggs right now,
Yeah.
there's a 50% chance you'll see Lee Martin in there getting a sausage and bean melt because he loves it.
Yeah.
And if you do bump into him and ask him, he will show you, and this isn't a fucking joke either on any front, he will show you his 1990 FA Cup medal because it's in his left pocket.
That's brilliant.
I will give you. I have done him a disservice though. He did play a part in the run to the 1991 Cup Winners' Cup final. So I want to get that in there before anyone points out my mistake.
So there's the argument for Cantona. Let's have a little chat about David Beckham because as much as I respect, adore, completely am sort of enamoured by the god that was Eric Cantona.
Yeah.
I was 5 years old when he retired from Manchester United.
That's no excuse though, Joe.
It's no excuse.
Oh, well, I wasn't born when he was playing for us.
I wasn't born, so he mustn't have been the greatest of all time.
Why weren't you at Old Trafford watching him?
One thing I will say about David Beckham is...
Do you think we waited till we were 5?
One thing I will say about... I think I saw Cantona play, but I was very young.
Can't even remember.
I've seen a lot of videos. Right.
Pathetic.
David Beckham wore the number 7 shirt during United's greatest ever season. David Beckham came second in the Ballon d'Or. David Beckham is one of the most
robbed,
as you will. I'm sure you both agree. One of the most underrated players, certainly in English football history. He's become this, to some people, just a celebrity that played for United when they were good. He was one of the main reasons they were good during that time, especially that second period after Cantona left. He, to me, is the most iconic number 7. He is number 7. Like, you think back to United's number 7s, obviously Cantona was there. Ronaldo's, his whole brand's based around it. But David Beckham is the reason why my generation certainly revere that shirt. It's him with his feet crossing over when he takes the free kick, bending back, whipping the ball in, him with his ever-changing hair that you wanted to copy in the playground. He is the most iconic number 7 in my lifetime for that reason. And I would go with him as the GOAT for what number 7 is, the icon, like just how iconic that shirt is. For my generation, I think he's the GOAT.
You make a good argument, and I understand. I agree with a lot of what you said, and Beckham leaving is still a bugbear of mine because I think we should have fought tooth and nail to keep him, and whatever that would have taken. He was an amazing player for Manchester United. Some of the revisionism about he was just a spice boy, he wasn't that good. No. He's just
stop listening to Miguel Delaney.
Yeah, it's just utter drivel. He was unreal. But if you're going to talk about the greatest of all time, he didn't have the talismanic parts of Eric Cantona's game, where Eric Cantona led that team and was an inspiration to so many. I don't think David Beckham was quite at that level, and I don't think David Beckham could be argued was or is one of the greatest players of all time, which you can say about Ronaldo, I know we'll get into, where that is an argument. Is Ronaldo the greatest footballer the world has ever seen? It's a debate. Is that debate going to go on with David Beckham? I don't think it is. He's a very, very good player, one of the greats.
The only thing I'll
not
say
the greatest of all time.
David Beckham down with is that I don't think he has his career unless Cantona precedes it.
I agree. And from a footballing perspective, I would put Cantona at the top. Like you said, he's the reason why United are the team they are now. But I think in terms of that shirt, I think Beckham was so big and so famous and so massive that he made...
I almost want another category just underneath. If GOATs is singular, David Beckham and probably Ronaldo live on the shelf underneath the GOAT.
So close. Let's talk about Ronaldo a little bit then, because he's the one we've not talked about. I would say inarguably the best footballer on this list. He's scored more goals than anyone in history. He's won, 5 Ballon d'Ors. He's won 4 Champions Leagues. He's won, 3 Premier Leagues and everything else there is. And yet somehow none of us are picking him as our GOAT.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because none of his best ever seasons came in a Manchester United shirt, whereas Cantona's did and David Beckham's did.
Yeah.
And we saw the best of both of those players, and they give their bulk of their careers here. For me, Cristiano, if you look at what he came as and what he left as, the trajectory was insane. But half of his career is below that average and half of it is above that average.
That's a point. Would you say, though, his season in 2007, 2008 is better than any season we've seen from any of the others?
Yes. I find that very hard.
I think it's very 42
very
goals, Champions League, Ballon d'Or.
The goals is huge. I think Cantona 93-94 had as many goals and assists. And again, won a double. And David Beckham in 1999 won a lot and was the most important player in that, for me at least, anyway. I think they all had extreme peaks that actually maybe only Roy Keane 2000, 2001 could fuck with. I don't think there's another Manchester United, maybe Jaap Stam. As an individual season, there's no one at United comes close to what those three have done.
The thing is, it's so hard as well because Cantona's won the most important trophies. Beckham's won the most trophies. Ronaldo's maybe had the best individual season. Like I said, you can pick any one of these three.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, really. But I think the one thing that puts Ronaldo slightly lower for me is, like you said, other than that 07-08 season, his best 10 seasons weren't at United. They were at Juventus or Real Madrid, obviously.
We have got a Ballon d'Or 1, 2 and 3 across the three of them here as well, I think.
Ronaldo won. Beckham runner-up in 99. Cantona third.
I think it was third in 93 or 94, yeah.
So I think by 2 votes... Who are you going with, Jay? I'm going with Beckham. Steve's going with Cantona.
Do you know what it is? For being the catalyst of Manchester United dominating football for 20-odd years, I've got to go with Eric. Because I think you can take Beckham or Cristiano Ronaldo out of it and you'd win fewer trophies, but you'd still have Manchester United being at the very top or around the top. I think you take Eric Cantona out of Manchester United's history or out of the equation. I don't know if we get there. We needed that.
You know what else, Jay? And you give me a quote from Beckham or Cristiano.
And me and you were talking earlier, and we hate footballer apologies, right? The only footballer apology me and Steve both love is Eric Cantona's when he apologised for what he did at Sellers Park by saying, I should have hit him harder. That's the best apology ever.
Right, put him in the goat.
Yeah,
Put him in there.
Come on. That is unreal.
Yeah.
He went into the stands and battered someone who was giving him aggro. Yeah. That's unreal. And then he was just, and what?
Yeah.
Did a quote about seagulls and trawlers.
Think about that. Think about the PR nightmare that would be for anybody
now people sending a tweet, I'm sorry I did that. No, I'm not sorry I did it. I'm doing it again, but harder.
He sits in a press conference and basically goes, you're all parasites to the press, but did it in a way that absolutely bamboozled them because none of them were on his fucking level and then got off.
Like,
phenomenal.
He's just, he's
and
not
also,
transcendent.
And the great thing about Cantona as well
is like he's something else other than football.
Yeah, and part of that is he retired just a season too early, where you go, who knows?
And also,
like you never saw him decline.
On that, he literally went,
we did.
On that though, he literally went, I don't want to play football anymore. I'm not playing football anymore. He didn't go, I don't want to play at United anymore. I'm going to go and play somewhere else, which he could have done.
I know, Sporting Lisbon, and then come back and play for Villa and Manchester City.
Exactly, done cartwheels in front of us in the derby when he beat us. No.
Yeah.
He went, I'm done with football.
At 31, Jay.
Yeah, brilliant.
Like
that's about 4 Ballon d'Ors away from Ronaldo.
Yeah, it is. Right, so Cantona's going in the GOAT spot there. Ronaldo and Beckham just behind in that legend spot. It's a bit sparse after that, innit? We've got Cavani in the worthy of the shirt, and then everyone else is just fighting to even stay alive. Antonio Valencia, I think we like him at least. Fucking hell. It's not great, is it? It's not great, is it?
It is a massive drop off, isn't it? It's like
it's fucking bad.
Like we've had arguably the greatest player of all time, the best, one of the most important, if not the best United player of all time, or certainly the most iconic, one of the most, talented players of all time. And then we've got also in this list, the worst signing ever.
What, Alexis Sanchez?
Imagine the shit that the PR people at United are saying to you when you're Alexis Sanchez and you'd be like, listen, you've seen who's won this shit, lad.
Like, look, here he is.
One year later, you've seen who's won this shit, lad. 1 year later, you've seen it, lad.
All the pictures. Look at this. Look who the players won it. Skip some of those. Look who's won it. Look who's won it. Back to Ronaldo again. Quickly go through Owen Di Maria. Do
you know what the best case scenario for me would be? Even if he fucking stinks the place out next year, if he's still here, Ronaldo passes it to Ronaldo.
Ronaldo Jr.? That's one of the worst ideas I've ever heard in my entire life.
Are you in?
No! What, some 14-year-old that joins every club his dad does?
What's your problem?
He's leaving and he might be shit.
I don't think he's shit. Right,
we're just giving it to children now.
Jay.
That would be good for a photo, not for anything practical like football.
Jay, we're doing it.
Don't give him ideas, Steve.
Do you not think they've already funkered it?
Yeah, that'll happen. He'll be playing alongside Brooklyn Beckham up front for us next season. Right, anyway, that's been the tier list. Do you agree with us? Do you think Eric Cantona is a GOAT? Do you think Ronnie's a legend? Do you think that Alexis Sanchez was awful? Get involved in the comments. Let us know what you think. Don't forget as well to subscribe to the channel. You can go and check Joe out on socials, Joe Smith 93. You know where to find Mr. Stephen Howson on socials as well. If you're not doing subscribe to the channel, let's get to 700,000 subscribers by the end of the season. Check out Paddock merch at paddockmerch.com. I've been Jay. This has been the tier list. Thanks for watching.